Who doesn't want to animate a kick-ass fight scene, but getting your hits to feel real, your characters seem less robotic, or just making the animation flow can be difficult? I reached out to a couple of you guys on sending me your animations so I can critique them, and in this video I break down one of you guys' animation of a fight scene and show you how I would approach it coming up right after this. Hey guys, this is Cliff from Roundtable Studios, where we produce animation videos and show you how you can do yours too. So this video comes from one of my Discord members, Happy Weirdo. He was nice enough to let me analyze his animation and show him a couple of steps on how to make it better. He let me know that he was having trouble making them feel less stiff. He was referencing the animation from Captain America Civil War of the airport battle and using characters to match the characters from the scene, so I'll do the same. The models I am using are available for free in the description. I am going to use mix mode to instantly rig them, and we're going to start off with the first part, which is poses. The great thing about using move references is that the majority of the work is figured out for you. Duplicate the poses the best way you can. I would have to say that's a major part of Happy Weirdo's animation. The only thing moving is the arms and the legs, and the body's completely still. If you want the animation to feel less stiff, movement in the whole torso, hips, shoulders, chest is absolutely necessary. What I use is that I download the clip, I open up in QuickTime, I switch the time to frames, and then that way you can get a little bit more of an accurate way to dissect what pose is happening on what frame. I use the left and right arrow keys to go ahead and jump back and forth in the time. Use it as a guide to get your initial blocking down, but you don't want to be bound by it. The last thing you want to do is copy frame by frame what happens in the clip. It actually turns out to be more robotic than you think. What I want to do is lock down is the starting pose, all the contact poses, and the ending pose, so it should look something like this. Because Iron Man is hidden in some of the frames, I took some liberty in the beginning poses, also referencing a couple of shots before when he was squaring off against Captain America, so it folds a little bit more. Luckily for us, there are a lot of contact poses, so a lot of the animation is blocked up for us. You understand the flow, how quick everything is moving, who is doing what, and how strong or light the characters are taking the hits. I am doing a little extra than Happy Weirdo's animation just to complete the reference with the arrow and the explosion. The next thing we want to focus on is the in-betweens. For this animation, it's going to be all about the anticipation and the follow-through moves in between the impacts. Those can technically fall into the main poses, but I guess that depends on each animator. A good note to keep on anticipation and follow-through poses is that the more expressive or exaggerated the poses, the better it will sell. Even if the animation is fast, it will actually make the action seem to hit harder. So remember to push the poses if you really want to sell a heavy hit. Now again, a key thing to remember of things in high impact is the time in between the two poses have to be extremely quick. I'm only doing a single frame, max 2 frames in between my anticipation pose and my hits. I cannot stress this enough. The more frames you have in betweens the hits, the lighter the push will feel, or the lighter the hits will feel. You can stay there for a frame or two, but you have to move into the follow-through pose quickly, or the hit will feel soft and all be for nothing. After you finish the in-between, it should look something like this. Now, watching some of your animations, and this is a point that a lot of you guys stop and say it's finished or wonder why it looks so robotic. The key to making things not look robotic is offsetting your keys. Offsetting keys is the process of now delaying the body movements so your animation doesn't look stiff. Nothing in your body, even in real life, moves at exactly the same time. So hence why things look robotic really means that they look unrealistic or non-lifelike. You can go into your graph editor for this, but for me, I'm just going to go right into the timeline and shift some keys over so they feel a little bit more natural. I don't want my hands to come up or down at the same time. Same thing with my shoulders and my arms. I am also looking from all angles, and even though it's not entirely necessary, it can definitely help to make your animations feel more grounded. For example, when Cap makes the first punch, I move his foot into the position first, then the body moves up to gather up the power and anticipation for the punch. And the punch hits, but the arms are still moving faster because of the momentum of the punch. It gets to its landing position before the hips does. That's what I mean about offsetting the keys, and it makes me feel more natural than the anticipation pose and the landing pose all happening at the same time. I do that for all of my action, which may take time and help you reevaluate some timing issues, but this is where you want to spend a lot of the times if you really want to polish and make things feel a little bit more realistic. After offsetting the keys, we have something like this. Now, I have been animating the camera relatively the same as the reference, so the flow of action can seem similar, but something to learn is that the camera should follow the action. It makes it a bit more dynamic and it keeps your audience engaged. You can see here that when Captain America blocks with the shield, the camera shifts slightly down. It happens again when Iron Man lands a punch. The camera follows Cap's face and obviously throughout Cap's entire final action until Tony gets blasted. The camera is something special since it can make or break your project. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of camera shake to increase the cool factor. So once you put it together, this is how it comes out. If you want a step-by-step on how I approach action scenes, in the description I have a free ebook that teaches 10 tips and tricks on animating your action scenes. It has the tips in this video like single frame impacts and camera shakes and more, and so make sure you grab that. And in the next video in this series, we're tackling on how to animate a Naruto type fight scene and how I would approach one. So make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.